Welcome to Freedom Right Here, Right Now. And today we're looking at time freedom. Tempus fugit, time flies. It's not just the hours and minutes that fly by, but the days, the months and the years. How often do we get a real shock when the next birthday comes around so fast? Time is one of our most precious commodities. The majority of us spend our lives doing the same things day in, day out. But have you ever taken a step back and thought about how much this adds up to by the time we reach the end of our lives? Stats give us quite shocking averages. During our lifetimes, we spend 99,117 hours at work, 11 years sitting in front of the television, 23,214 hours washing clothes, 653 hours waiting for trains, 6 months queuing, 3,000 hours shaving, 5 years being online, and that's increasing daily, and 46,800 hours of housework, and sadly only 115 days laughing. It's also good to be more aware that how we spend our time can have a ripple effect on other areas of our lives, sometimes detrimentally. Couples in which one partner spends 10 plus hours more than usual at work divorce at twice the average rate. Time is our most precious gift because we only have a set amount of it. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. When you give someone your time, you're giving them a portion of your life that you'll never get back. Your time is your life. When I was nursing, I noticed that one of the most common regrets of the dying, particularly for men, was I wish I hadn't spent so much time at work. They'd missed their children growing up, missed spending quality time with their partner. But their deepest regret was spending so much of their lives on the hamster wheel of work. Stats say that 80% of people are dissatisfied with their jobs. Just 30% of employees say they'd engaged and inspired at work, while over half admit to checking in physically but out mentally. 25% of employees say work is their main source of stress, and 40% say their job is very or extremely stressful. When you consider the average adult spends over 90,000 hours of his or her life at work, job dissatisfaction becomes a problem of epic proportions. If this resonates with you, what's holding you back from having a job that fulfills you personally as well as professionally? What small steps could you take right now to get you on the road to your dream job? Any action, however big or small, is the best antidote to fear. When you are reviewing the way you spend your time, it's essential to look deeply at the activities that take up most of it, and that's often your work. Time freedom does not mean that you don't work. It means that you seek out a way to earn your money and you enjoy it. You own your work. It does not own you. Don't wait until you retire to achieve time freedom. Money is worth nothing without time. So let's take stock with how you spend your time now. Pause the recording and make notes whenever you need to. William Penn once said, "Time is what we want most, but what we use worst." We may not always be able to control how we spend our time, but we can try to make the most of it. The best way to start is by gaining awareness. So I would like you to track your time. You might get some surprises, but what you will do is get a healthy dose of the unfettered truth, which will guide you to start spending time on what's most important. Time tracking is not just about awareness, it's about change. So, look at a 24-hour period and then progress to a full week. How do those hours disappear? When you realise how you spend your time, it makes it clearer where your priorities are or ought to be, and it shows you how you might take your time better to match your own priorities. Also, please note and highlight what percentage of your time you're doing things that you love and are life-enhancing, both for you and others around you. This is very important. Don't waste time, have a plan. Each morning, allocate time for the activities you need to achieve and stick to it as much as possible. Set your phone alarm for when you need to change activities. Secondly, how would you like to spend your days? What would you like to do? How would you like to fill your time? Buckminster Fuller once said, "The minute you choose to do what you really want to do, it's a different kind of life." So, using a baseline, how you use your precious time currently, your challenge this week is carving out more time for you. To get started, here are some ideas. Have you considered online shopping? Putting your phone on silent so you don't look at it every time you have a social media alert? Being more disciplined about checking emails. Could you change to only twice a day? Digital communication makes it possible for anyone to work from almost anywhere. Hardly any job really requires you to sit at the same desk every day. Can you negotiate more time freedom with your boss? Can you work virtually? What about arranging a Skype conference call rather than taking a 2-hour train journey to meet a client? Don't think about how to make a living. Think about how to make a life. When you realise that time is more valuable than money or things, you automatically become wealthier. Time is really what we strive for. Money is worth nothing if you don't have time. You always have a choice. Consume less, lead a simpler life, work part-time. So what are the benefits of working on your time freedom? It means having less routine and restrictions, being more flexible, more spontaneous. It also means you can spend more time doing more remarkable, meaningful things, like changing the world or other people's lives. Time freedom means having the time to move deliberately through the world. It means not stressing out and running around like a headless chicken. Having freedom of time lets you slow down, relax, let you appreciate life, your environment, people around you, and the world in a much, much deeper way. In some cultures, too much time under pressure is having disastrous results. 10,000 workers per year drop dead at their desks as a result of 60 to 70-hour work weeks in Japan. This phenomenon is known as karoshi. Whereas in Samoa, they just have a 30-hour work week. And the Pakuka people of Papui think it's bad luck to work 2 consecutive days. The greatest gift you can give someone is your time. Turn off the TV, fill the hour you would have watched the soap opera, and call a dear friend. Chat and listen. It's better to have a short life that's full of what you love doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. I look forward to hearing how you're carving out more time for what's important to you and what you're filling this precious time with.